All right, in a shocker, Julio Jones getting cut from the Titans, plus lots of big trades and huge names still getting signed up. There's a ton of stuff to go through on the first official day of the new league year. I'm going to break down everything going on as well as give you my 2 cents on everything. But if you could first, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get these daily update videos, share this video with your friends. It really helps the channel out a lot. We are growing like crazy. All right, so probably in the most shocking news for most of us, I don't know, maybe not everybody, Julio Jones getting cut just after one season in Tennessee. For those of you who don't know, Titans traded for the former Falcons wide receiver last year for a second and a fourth round pick, and things just never really materialized for the 33-year-old wide receiver in Tennessee. Missed most of the season with a hamstring injury that nagged him throughout the year. Had a decent second game. Things were looking real dangerous. 138 yards for him in that second game, but he missed most of the year. Things never really got off the ground, and after a bad playoff game, they are cutting the wide receiver. Now, the move saves the Titans about $9.5 million. It will not be official till June 1st, but he will have the ability to work himself out with a new contract. You know, you just got to kind of wait a little bit. There's a lot of cap movement stuff going on, but really, really shocking. They gave up a ton. Julio just never really got off the ground in Tennessee. With the help of A.J. Brown, the Titans look dangerous, and Derrick Henry. But again, he is past his prime, and it's really sad to see that he went from really, really high production in Atlanta to almost nothing last year, and I'm worried about his future moving forward. Now, someone's going to pick him up, probably a Super Bowl contender, give it another go. He's still a big body, probably very useful in the red zone, jump ball, stuff like that, but I just don't know how much Julio has left, and maybe a healthy offseason, he comes back with a vengeance, back to the guy we used to know, or at least some of the guy we were expecting. You just never know, but it's really sad to see a former star kind of fade kind of really, really fast. But there's a lot of other stuff going on in the NFL. It was the first official league day, so all your trades that had been reported on earlier went through. Russell Wilson officially a Denver Bronco. All you Bronco fans, stand up and cheer. But there's also free agency signings. Darius Williams, the corner out of the Rams, the big signing. The Jags are spending fat money this offseason period to really improve that team. I'm interested to what I'm going to see out of them. Not the best division in the world. The Texans obviously about to trade Deshaun Watson. And you never know with the Colts, who's their quarterback? I mean, and can we trust the Titans? Maybe, but I just don't feel like you can super trust them. Obviously, Baker Mayfield drama going on in Cleveland. We don't need to hear about that. More signings. Chandler Jones out in Las Vegas. People were kind of shocked, like, oh man, this team is scary. Now, they did release GN Carl Nassib, infamously came out as the first active gay NFL player last offseason, but they cut him $9 million in cap savings, and this explained a lot of it. But then in a super shocker, I think on top of it, the Raiders traded Yannick Ngakoue to the Indianapolis Colts, so they kind of broke out neutral. I think Nassib and Yannick equals what you're about going to get out of Chandler Jones. Kind of slowed down towards the end of the season, is 32 years old, still a pretty good pass rusher, gonna help. They have Max Crosby, who's an absolute phenom on the other side of him, so they are still gonna have better looks for Jones. But again, he's 32 years old, had 5 sacks the first game of the season, and then only managed 5.5 sacks the rest of the year. So you never know. It could help having a partner with him. But the Colts are getting another edge rusher, and the Raiders are getting cornerback Rock Ya-Sin for them. Big pickup in the AFC West. They needed some DB help from for the Raiders. Have you seen the AFC West, ladies and gentlemen? Holy hell. It is an absolute gauntlet, battle royale. May the odds be ever in your favor out west, because good God, it is a nuclear arms race. I'm leaning the Chargers. I am leaning the Chargers out there, but it is frightening in Denver. It is pretty good in Vegas. And obviously, Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City is always a terrifying prospect. But still, other guys, Darius Smith, another big signing for the Baltimore Ravens. The Packers edge rusher cut, was drafted by Baltimore in 2015. So getting a lot of help off the edge. Was rumored to be going to Minnesota. Minnesota has not pulled the trigger on any free agents really in this offseason. So Going to the Ravens, there's a ton of money going around. I think teams are getting really smart. They know the cap is about to go up $40 to $60 million within the next 2 years with these new TV contracts coming out. So they could backload these contracts and it's not a big deal. A lot of upfront, flashy numbers, not as much upfront, but you can backload it because you know the cap is coming. Really, really smart guys. They know what they're doing. A lot of teams do. Some teams are pretty stupid, but I trust the Ravens front office. They seem to always be doing the right things. So a big, big signing for the Ravens. Watch for a bounce back year from the Ravens. We forget they were in first place after 11 weeks this season. The wheels fell off the wagon. Lamar was banged up. Nobody could stay healthy. Marcus Peters is coming back. So Ravens, really, really interesting team to watch. I think this is a great signing for the Baltimore Ravens. Other stuff, there's still guys, look at this. Carson Wentz, your new Commanders quarterback. Looks like he's about to drop a fire album. But so yeah, all the trades going through. But let's look at PFF's top available free agents still left, because there's still a ton of guys out there to sign. Terron Armstead, the tackle, going to be a big, big help for a lot of people. Got to protect your quarterbacks. Tackle's always a good place to start. Von Miller, a lot of people are leaning that he is going back to Los Angeles. Now, they're saying the Cowboys are making a huge push after Randy Gregory flip-flopped yesterday. Said he was going to Dallas, then he flipped on some language in the contract, went to Denver. But the Rams are making a strong, strong push to get Von. So I think Von's going to stay in LA. You just won a Super Bowl. You never know. Allen Robinson's the one I haven't heard any real traction for him. And he was probably the top receiver, at least healthy receiver, OBJ arguably, but just tore his ACL. OBJ is going to miss a large chunk of the season, tore it in the Super Bowl. So that's unfortunate. Allen Robinson, really, really interesting guy out there. Jacksonville's already spent $1 bajillion on wide receivers. Why don't you just spend $1 bajillion on a guy who I know is really good? Instead of Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, I think is the other receiver they signed. I don't get this move for the Jags. Bobby Wagner, the former Seahawk. I know Russell Wilson banging on the table to get his boy Bobby Wagner in Denver. The Cowboys also rumored to be looking at Wagner. Jadeveon Clowney, he seems like he's on a new team every year. He's going to give you a pass rush. He's never that great consistently for anybody. Kind of a letdown what we thought of him coming out of college, but he's solid. Stephon Gilmore, former All-Pro Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago, missed a lot of time with the Patriots and the Panthers last year. He's a free agent. Bill Belichick seems to know when to cut guys. He knows when to get rid of corners, and he's out. They just let J.C. Jackson walk, so I'm worried about J.C. Jackson, honestly. Future Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, available still. J.C. Treader, the center, obviously. I said OBJ. So there's still a lot of guys out there that you could really improve your squad with. It is only technically the first official day of the league year, even though we know the tampering period, it's already really started. So keep your eyes out for a lot of guys. It's really exciting. Still going to be a lot of movement with the draft coming up. People are going to be swapping picks and players to move up in the draft. Still very exciting stuff. Let me know who's hitting it out of the park. What's your most surprise signing? What's your favorite move? Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and do not forget a live stream. We are live streaming on this channel Friday, March 18th at 1 p.m. till all night to watch the big dance. It's going to be a blast. Going to have some guests on, hanging out, watching all the games, chatting it up. So remember, join in whenever you want. 1 p.m. Central Time starting all day Friday. It's going to be a blast. Get your brackets in. We can talk shop. Again, Friday at 1 p.m. March 18th. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.